Hi, Bob Lemare with Passport Acadiana. It's my pleasure today to introduce you to Miss Jennifer Eisler with Right at Home. So I want to tell you my story and my experience with Right at Home. So my stepson, Mark, is 62. He is in a wheelchair. He's immobile quite a bit, hardly mobile. And so the VA allowed 16 hours of at-home care. So they called me and said, who would you like for us to send? What company? So I said, well, who do you recommend? And they said, well, we can't recommend someone. So they sent me a list and I picked one. And that company took 2 weeks to come over. Once they did, it took another week for them to send someone over. And then the morning that person was supposed to show up, I get a phone call from the lady. And she says, I'm sorry, my car won't start, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I call the VA and say, sorry, you're gonna have to give me someone else. So again, I happened to pick Right at Home. Unbeknownst, it was the right choice, but I had no clue. They have a nurse that comes and visits. The most professional company, one of the most professional companies I've ever dealt with for anything. But that's my story, and I wanted to tell that to our audience before she came on, and now she'll tell you all about it. I don't know, it's the first time I go into all this and they haven't heard your voice yet.
So
here she is. By the way, our sponsor is A-Game. It's a hydrating drink that's owned by someone here in Lafayette. Give it a shot. It's not in our local markets yet, but when it does, it's A-Game. It's delicious. 0 sugar, got all kind of good stuff. Okay, sorry, I had to put that plug in there, Jennifer.
Understandable.
Okay, so tell us about Right at Home.
Well, first I want to thank you for having me on, and thanks for your personal story, because to me that is as important as anything I can say, is what does a family member, their experience, having a positive experience means a lot. I'm the marketing director for Right at Home, and I've been with Right at Home in Lafayette for over 8 years. And so I've been very fortunate enough to have some good relationships with families and see my caregivers at work and see what a difference they're making. Right at Home is a licensed in-home care agency. We're considered non-medical. So that makes us different than home health, makes us different than hospice. We can work with those entities, but we're considered non-medical. So what does non-medical mean? It is when somebody needs assistance with activities of daily living, such as hands-on personal care, which could be bathing, toileting, hygiene, helping somebody get dressed in the morning, all the way to instrumental activities of daily living, which could be assistance with laundry, light housekeeping, meal preparation, transportation. Safety supervision is a biggie. I know that that's something that we do with Mark, which is kind of anywhere from just a light standby all the way to a full hands-on safety supervision. We get a lot of phone calls from people who are experiencing falls, or some people have Alzheimer's dementia, Parkinson's, anything that might cause someone to not be independent. Our goal is to help people age in place. So that's that's the benefit. And we do deal with adults, so ages 18 and above. This industry is a private pay industry, or the VA can cover our services like your stepson. Right at Home is a preferred provider with the VA. We also take long-term care insurance and workers' comp. If somebody had an accident and that was covered through workers' comp, they could get our services as well.
Hi, everybody. Dolly, I want to introduce y'all to someone. Dolly is my wife. Speaking of home care, at some point, Right at Home will be involved, because that is the best form of care that I can think of. Dolly has dementia, and so I'm taking care of Mark and Dolly, and no problem. You know what I'm saying? I can handle it, but it's the toughest thing I've ever done. And business has, okay, sweetheart, we'll see after a while, but it's the hardest thing I've ever done. And it's amazing how the caretakers at Right at Home, and of course, the caretaker who takes care of Mark, Mark is very antisocial. Some people are like that. So the caretaker spends a lot of time, I'm preparing meals or whatever, and she serves them and whatever. But so we talk a lot. And Dolly sits with us. And so it's so nice. And she identifies with Dolly's dementia. So
I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah,
yes. And down the road,
yeah.
I'm sure that hopefully when she comes, she'll be taking care of two people.
Well, and we do couples care, so that would be a situation. Well, and you brought up a good point, which is every client is different and their care needs are different. So that's one of the reasons we do like a personalized care plan, because what
you came in here, you came in here, we spent an hour, almost maybe 2 hours.
And that's one of my favorite things about my job, is getting to know the families, get to know the client, and putting together that care plan that's specific to that person. So that my caregiver, we can match the appropriate caregiver, not only from a skill set standpoint, but personality. And that, to me, that's super important, because it's not a one size fits all, not this business. And Right at Home, I've failed to mention, all of our caregivers are background checked, drug screened. Everybody goes through extensive training. We're licensed, bonded, insured. We carry workers' comp. Just one less thing that the family has to worry about is knowing that somebody's coming into your space, that you should hopefully have peace of mind. And then if you ever wanted to go run an errand or what have you, you could feel secure knowing that, you know, your loved one was taken care of.
Sure. Great. And how do people get hold of you?
That's a good question. A lot of people will Google us. We've got great online presence. We have a wonderful Facebook page, a great website. Also, word of mouth is really my favorite sort of referral. That means everything. You know, when you're telling your neighbor your story, then that means a lot, because people trust their friends and family members. We also have a really close working relationship with some of the assisted livings in town, as well as home health and hospice. Those are all people that will send referrals to Right at Home.
Yeah, in other words, like you might have clients in assisted living facilities as well. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, it's called Right at Home, but it's wherever home is. It could be assisted living, it could be the hospital,
of course, exactly.
memory care.
Yeah, in other words, when I talk about Dolly, for instance, Right at Home means right here, but you know, my father had dementia, and I'm 77, and there is no guarantee that Dolly and I both are going to be in a facility somewhere.
None of us know, right?
Absolutely, we do not know.
It's true.
And the amazing thing was that I had no clue where to go once the VA called. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even expecting this.
The choices,
or even that they would do that. I wasn't aware of it.
Yes.
And but anyway, that was it.
And to really be specific, answer your question, our local phone number is 337-806-9171. So they can call the office, they can look us up online, they can call you, and then you can give my number.
Sure. Anything else to add?
Just that we love what we do, and our company credo is improving the life of those we serve, and we take that very seriously. So we take care of our clients like we would take care of our family.
Right. And aren't you a national?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're independently owned franchises.
Okay,
but
so I got you.
yes,
Independently owned franchise.
Our national company, Right at Home, is based out of Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah.
And we've been in business 35 plus years.
Yeah.
But we're our individual owners. She's originally from Abbeville. She's a Landreneau. She's been around. Her mother had dementia and used our services. So my mother has used our services. We really understand it from both sides.
Yeah.
Not just from this side of Right at Home, but also as a family member that's had to utilize these sorts of services.
Yeah. By the way, yesterday was Veterans Day. And so around 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I hear a knock at the front door. Most people come in through the back. And it's Kay, your assistant. And she's there with a coffee mug and full of candy, sugar, which...
Whoops. I should have told him not here.
This is a nutrition channel, by the way. If you guys watch, you'll go to our nutrition, listen to our nutrition
next year,
videos.
Blueberries, that's what I'll put in there.
Put blueberries in there next year. So anyway, so very personal touch. Thank you so much, Jennifer.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
You guys, again, A-game, it's pretty good stuff. Take care. See you next time. Bob LeMaire with Passport Acadiana. Bye-bye.